Grant, thanks so much for joining the Sports Editor. It's really good to have you on the show and talk about your exciting career. So how can we help you? I'm joking. I'm joking. It's really good to chat to you. We're going to start off with your school career. It's nice always to see which schools the guys come from and do well. And obviously King Edward, fantastic school. Ground and tradition there, churns out results, brilliant school. Was there a time in your schooling career where you thought, hey, there's something here with my cricket. I'm on the right trajectory. I really need to pursue this as a career and just get stuck down and work hard?
Sure. I think, to be honest, I think when I moved to, so I actually started my high school career at Cincinnati.
Right.
Going to Cincinnati, grade 8 and grade 9. And when I moved to Cairns in grade 10, I started playing first team cricket, and our coach was Ryan Cook. And I think having Ryan Cook and Jimmy Cook around all the time it sort of sparked something in me that this is something that I wanted to do. I wouldn't say by any means I was the best player in our team or anything down those lines. I mean, I was grade 10, but I think they saw something in me that I didn't quite see yet. And I think it sparked something in me, sort of to have that backing from people like that. You sort of think to yourself, well, this could actually be a path for me as well.
Yeah, and how often does it happen where you're going along and then someone just says, hey, here we go. There's something there. So no, it's good because you obviously played SA schools, and I think that was a part of the reward for hard work. Leading run scorer at the week as well. And then is that also a part where you thought, okay, cricket's becoming quite serious now. I could actually turn this into a profession.
Yeah, it's actually quite strange because I'd never made provincial A teams until I went to Coke Week. So I was fortunate enough to go to 2 Coke Weeks. My first one when I was 17. I went to that Coke Week and actually ended up the leading run scorer in the week as well. And it was kind of like a big turn for me because leading up to that year, I hadn't played provincial A teams. I was always like, I wouldn't say undercover, but like I still had to grow into myself a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think from then when I got into the Coke Week side, I think it just inside me, I was like, I really want to do this. I really want to be a professional cricketer.
Sure. Because then the next step is obviously SA under 19. That's sort of, well, here we go. International stage is becoming part of my career, which is absolutely brilliant. And it just seems like you can turn the tempo up quite quickly if you want to. You played a few games against England there, where you really and I think in one game you were, was it 96 not out, where you could have actually got your century, but I think you were sort of playing a bit more for your friend, if I'm not mistaken, or something on that line. But then the next game you went and made like 150 odd or nearly 150. Anyway, but you're very quick and you can change the tempo of a game quite quickly.
Yeah, I think it's something I've had to learn. I think quite early in my career, especially now, once I left school, I think I was starting to get a little bit boxed or a little bit labeled as a red ball cricketer, as a long format sort of cricketer. And to be honest, it's never really been like that. Growing up, I wouldn't say I've ever been like your biggest hitter or like the most explosive batter you've ever come across.
Yeah.
But I think I've understood short formats better than the long format. And, so for me to be sort of boxed a little bit as a red ball cricketer was like, it was strange. It's pleasing at the same side because I knew I could play white ball cricket. So I knew I had those skills. I just had to showcase them. So yeah, I think yeah, like getting boxed, for any cricketer is like you don't want to be boxed. You want to play all formats.
Yeah.
So you need to have that skill set.
Mm. Talking about skills, so far in first class cricket, 8 centuries and 7.5 centuries is jolly good. You sort of aim for, so once I got to 50, my next target is 100, or are you just saying, I'm just going to see ball, hit ball, and if coach tells me to do a certain thing, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to take each game as it comes.
Yeah, ball by ball. Yeah, I think I've been fortunate enough to like have that conversion rate, which is quite strange. In a sense, it's different. It's quite unique, but yeah, I think my focus is just ball by ball. Getting through each delivery. Each delivery is a new challenge. It's got its own story. So you need to try and stay present, try and stay in the moment, try not think too far ahead. I think when I was like in school and stuff, I think it's very normal for like younger batters to think, okay, they're on 30 now or whatever, and they're playing well. They start thinking ahead. They start thinking, oh, how many runs can I get today? And you sort of forget about the process that has to go before you can actually get that big score. And I think I wouldn't say I've learned it, because I'm obviously still learning my trade as well. But I think I'm on the right path to learning it.
Do you ever get over those nervous 90 moments, or are you as cool as us and you just keep going?
Everyone gets those nervous 90 moments. Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are, what stage you play at. Like everyone wants to get 100. Everyone wants that moment. So everyone wants to experience that moment. So you do get a little bit nervous, but it's crucial to go try and stay focused, stay in your bubble. Ball by ball, same process. Every ball needs to be the same, and hopefully you get one you can put away and get there.
Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. Because talk about averages briefly. You average over 40 in both formats. When I say first class cricket and list A cricket, do you sort of feel you've got some sort of responsibility to convert runs every game? If you're opening batting, for example, you feel like I've got to set that base, nice platform there, so the next guys coming can continue. Does the coach expect that from you to set a bit of a base? What's expected, if I may ask?
A lot is expected. I mean, we batters, the batters need to get runs, and bowlers need to take wickets. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there's any unnecessary pressure put on me per se, but I put that responsibility on myself as well. You want to do well for your team. You want to get your team into good positions. You want to win games for your team. It's always been an objective of mine to get runs when it's really tough. When everyone else isn't getting runs, I want to be the guy that gets runs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't say it's like unnecessary pressure put on me per se, but I mean, there's a lot of responsibility. Opening batter. I know my role within the team. I think that's crucial, and I think that's testament to our management. That I can sit down and speak to them about my role in the team, and it's clear for me. So I know what's expected of me, and it's obviously then just up to me to go out and do it.
No, that's true. Because I think there's also sort of two types of confidence. There's that sort of overconfident, and there's that quiet confidence. And I think you possess sort of that quiet confidence where you're going to go there, you're going to stick it out, and you're going to do what you needed to do. So do you think that quiet confidence has sort of helped towards your past season success? I mean, I think you made almost 600 runs in 10 innings. Would that be part of the success there?
Definitely. I think because it was my first season, I think a lot of teams almost might not know you, might be a bit of an unknown entity to them, and so you can really play that to your advantage. Yeah, look, I think it's like with the teams not really knowing what you're about and stuff. If you can use that to your advantage, you can actually really get your team into a good position.
Yeah, it's true. I just want to talk briefly, because obviously, Gauteng, there's lots of good teams there, lots of good structure, if I can call it that. So you decided, no, Dolphins. What made you feel like, hey, the Dolphins is the place and the team for me?
I think it was just opportunity. Like you said, there's so many good cricketers in places like Gauteng and Victoria, all these places. And it's testament to how good their systems are and how good their pipeline is, because obviously they are producing players year in and year out. The problem is for me, unfortunately, when I got my opportunity, I don't think I used it to my full potential, which may have set me back a little bit, in all honesty. But I didn't really want to sit there and think, well, my opportunity's gone. I wasn't gonna let it be. I have a burning desire to play professional cricket, so I needed to make a bit of a path for myself. And thankfully, the coach at Inland at the time was Shane Berger, and I had a lot of discussions with him. And he felt like if I moved to Pietermaritzburg for a little while and applied my trade there, that I would learn about my game, and there could be opportunity further on within the Dolphin structure.
Oh, well, there we go. And I think it's paid dividends for you. It's really, really, really good. Yeah. Because there's been quite a few headlines saying that Roelofsen's knocking on the SA door. But I just want to, we're not going to really delve into that too much. I want to ask you another thing. Do you think it'll strengthen SA cricket if the SAA side had more fixtures? Because I think they only tour maybe once a year. Whereas if you compare the other countries, England Lions, Australia, whatever it may be, they tour a lot more. Won't it be beneficial for SA cricket if the SAA side played more cricket?
Definitely. The more cricket, the better, obviously. And obviously that being a slightly higher standard than franchise cricket.
Yeah.
You get guys that are exposed to that a little more often. So yeah, of course, it would be more beneficial, but it's obviously up to CSA and the management of CSA.
I think it would be great, though. I just think it would put a pressure in a good way on a lot of players. That's just my opinion. Really, and it just gives a lot of guys something even more to aim for. Whereas if it's only once a year, it's sort of like, well, do I even put my energy in it? But I think that's a conversation for perhaps another time. Two big scores I want to talk about. You made a 204 not out versus Cares, 4 Cares, sorry, and a 224 not out for KZN Inland. My goodness me, those are proper scores, and you seem to do them with ease. Although it's not easy. Could you give us a bit of a breakdown about those two scores, starting with the 204 for Cares?
Oh, yeah, that was quite a while ago. I've been fortunate enough to make a couple of double hundreds while I was in school. I think I got 3 while I was in school.
Wow.
It's just one of those things, I suppose. I think I've always been the type of person that wants to get big scores. I don't, if I look back at sort of the hundreds that I've gotten, I don't think they were like little hundreds in a sense. I think I stretched them quite as long as possible. I think that's always my goal, is just to keep on stretching it and stretching it and stretching it. I don't really want to just get 100. I kind of want to get a score that is so beneficial to the extent that it puts my team in a winning position.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we've been chatting a lot about your batting and things like that, and everyone knows you as a batsman, was fantastic. But when did you decide to say, right, I want to take the gloves and I enjoy that bit of pressure, maybe having a chirp there with the batsman. When did you decide that keeping's going to be your thing as well?
Oh, first of all, I'm not one of them chirpy keepers.
Are you sure about that?
I think I was probably about 10, maybe 11. You know how it is in primary school. You go and open the bowling, you bowl your 5 overs, and then somebody else has to keep because the keeper has to bowl. And and I was the lucky one to be like, well, I'll do it, don't worry. So I used to go open the bowling and go take the gloves. And I remember the one day my dad actually just said to me, "Oh, why don't you just keep from the start, see if you can keep the entire game." I said, "Okay, well, I'll give it a try." And I told my coach, "So, coach, don't worry about letting me bowl today." I just want
Okay, cool.
And yeah, and then I suppose that's how it started, and I enjoyed it. I love keeping. I think it's a position that you really need to love. You need to enjoy doing it because there's some dark days. You know, in my opinion, I know a lot of critics are gonna hate me for this, but in my opinion, it's the most difficult job.
Oh yes.
In the you know, there's just so many elements against you per se. And unfortunately, you get criticized for what you do wrong, never for what you do right. So it's a tough job, which I like. I think it keeps me part of the game, and I love being a part of the game. Yeah, I really love keeping.
And do they make you do extra fitness as a keeper? Because you have to run up and down, up and down, up and down.
I wouldn't say you do extra fitness. Yeah, look, I pride myself on my fitness. I think my strength, my physicality is very important to me. You know, I open the batting and then have to go keep afterwards. It's a demanding job. So yeah, I wouldn't say we do extra sort of fitness, but I definitely put in a little bit more work than the norm. Yeah.
But just as you mentioned there, Grant, how do you sort of say then fresh? I mean, just say, for example, you're playing in a 4-day competition, you open the batting, you've batted for 2 days, excuse me, and then now you've got to go and keep. How do you stay physically fresh and just mentally like aware of what's happening? It's quite demanding at times, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is. It's very demanding. That's why sort of towards the middle of last season, the 4-day campaign, I sat down with the management and we had a bit of a discussion about it because I was starting to bat for quite long periods of time. And then to be able to bat like that and then go out and keep and have the possibility of keeping for a long time is quite, it's demanding in a lot of aspects, like you say. You know, it's physically demanding. It's very mentally demanding. So we made the decision that I won't keep and just focus on batting.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it worked. It obviously helped. You know, I would still love to keep. Don't get me wrong. It did make sense. You know. Yeah, I think it's demanding. It is demanding. It's physically and mentally very demanding. And I think I was sort of finding myself, if we fielded first, you know, keep for however long, and then as soon as the last wicket falls, we've got 10 minutes and I'm back out there.
Yeah.
You know, you got to try and refresh, regather yourself. And you're out there facing the first ball. You know, it's a completely different job. It's a different mindset.
Absolutely.
It's a different skill set. So yeah, it did become quite demanding. But like I say, I mean, I'm up for any challenge. So if they throw it at me again this season or whatever it might be, I'm up for it.
No, that's good. And I think that's why your career has been so successful, is because then a challenge comes along and you won't say, right, let me try and get up. You'll say, right, how can we actually get the better of the situation that both parties benefit? And I think that's why your career has been so successful, is that you've got that positive approach to it. Now, a lot of people run away from challenges. You seem to embrace them. So it's really, really good. Well done, Grant.
Thank you.
I think I know why you like scoring lots of runs. It's because you enjoy watching the reactions from the bowlers when you send them packing. So you actually...
I try not to get conflict. Just not one for conflict.
Yeah, I know, right? Because that red ball can hurt sometimes. So yeah, you guys are in an interesting situation now. looks like training is going to be up and running, and hopefully soon we're playing cricket again, which is good. You're looking forward to the season. And Grant, are they looking at having the season in full go, or do you think it's going to be a bit shortened, or they're just going to maybe prolong it a bit more next year? Has there been any news, any idea?
Look, I think it's so up in the air at the moment. Obviously, I'm sure CSA ideally would love to start on time, and I think it's positive that there is some sport going on worldwide now, which is positive news. I think it's positive news for the world, isn't it? But I think we're in a very similar boat to everyone, I suppose, where a lot is very uncertain at the moment, some certain times. So, but for us, we resume back to training this week, so which is great. It's a good start at least.
Yeah.
So obviously within the rules and the laws, we will resume training, and we'll have to see where we go from there.
Well, Grant, it's been so good to chat to you. Really looking forward to your exciting career, and I'm sure we're going to see your name in the headlines, hopefully with the green and gold. No pressure, but really you're on the right track. And like I said, your temperament's definitely in a good space. So keep doing what you're doing. It's absolutely brilliant.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Luck, man. Cheers, Grant.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.